been 7 months, and we've been to 17 countries, and we're finally taking our first ferry. Kind of. I guess you could say we hopped on a ferry for the first time when we were on a bus to Kotor, but that was 1, unexpected, and 2, we never got off the bus. This time we're walking on with nothing but our baggage and the shoes on our feet, so let's go.
If you're unfamiliar with this region of the world like we were a couple months ago, Sarande is on the Albanian coastline on the Ionian Sea. There aren't any airports in the area, so the only 2 options you really have to fly from here are by going back to Tirana, which is about 4 hours on a bus if you're lucky, or by taking a ferry to the Greek island of Corfu. There are a few companies to choose from that'll take you across the channel, and they vary by speed and price. If you take one of the larger ferries that also transports cars, then it'll take about an hour and a half, or you can take one of the high-speed ferries that only take about 30 minutes. We saw one of the high-speed ones cross the channel a couple days ago, and those things are super fast. We're unfortunately not taking one of the fast ones because they're a little bit more expensive. Our fare was $47.87 for the 2 of us, so I'm okay with it taking a little bit longer.
The ferry takes off from Sarande at the port, which is perfectly positioned in the center of town. No matter where you are in Sarande, you're more likely no more than a 20-minute walk away. Since we are going to a new country, we have to get our passports out and go through security in the terminal. It is 9:45, so about 30 minutes before we're supposed to leave. They're pulling the cars in now, so hopefully it comes soon. I will say this hasn't been the most clear process. We were told on the email that we had to print our tickets, but several people have said that we're fine just showing our email, so we might get on the ferry and we might not.
Looks like our ferry's here, which is good because it's like right at the time that we're supposed to board. So hopefully this little confirmation email that I have that says that it's not my ticket will work because they told us that it was supposed to. We made it on. This is a very 1960s, 70s chic. But that's okay, as long as it gets us across the channel, I'm happy. The water is unbelievably blue here, holy smokes. I went up there to try and get some shots from the top of the boat to see if maybe I could see Corfu off in the distance. I kind of could, but it's so windy. I forget how windy it is, honestly, on the water, but also at the top of a big boat like this, a ferry like this, it is crazy windy up there. So shout out to anybody who sits at the top and just deals with the crazy wind gusts, because they're nuts.
We've arrived! We're so sad that we're only here for a day. The water is so blue and everything is just really beautiful so far from the boat. But at the very least, I'm very thankful and excited to be back in Greece, even if it's only for less than 24 hours.
If you've been following us for a while, we went to Athens back in February. So we didn't get any like Greek island feel. We just got Athens in February, which is awesome. It's a great time because the crowds are small, it's not too hot, but I'm excited to be in the Greek islands. This is gonna be cool.
Thank you, have a nice day.
Thanks so much. As Hannah mentioned earlier, we have to now go through customs here in Greece. The line's pretty heavy. I'm hoping it moves quickly though. We'll see how long it takes. It's supposed to be like a 40-minute walk to our Airbnb from here, and I think we might just take a taxi because it's kind of far. The reason why we chose to be so far away though is because it's right next to the airport, because we're flying tomorrow for the first time in like 2 months, and I can't wait. We made it through customs. Now we're gonna try and grab a taxi, which is right next to the port here in Corfu. Is okay? We have 10 euros, is that enough or no? 15, okay, never mind. Well, just chatted with the taxi driver and he finally figured out where we were going. But I was like, we only have 10 euros because we literally only have 10 euros. He's like, no, 15. I was like, all right, well, all I got's 10. He's like, all right, never mind. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna try and figure it out. Find an ATM, I guess.
We're basically walking until we can find an ATM, which Trey thankfully found. And now the next obstacle will be trying to flag down a taxi, which no idea if that's possible at this point.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up here. We're gonna put the camera away because it's just gonna make this 30-minute walk in this blazing hot sun a little easier. Hopefully you learned something today with the ferry from Sarande to Corfu or Corfu to Saranda. We'll see you in a couple days, I guess, when we're exploring Corfu, even though that's this afternoon. So we'll see ya.
And the feet on our body.
This is what I imagine flying on an airplane was like 60 years ago. Really spacious and comfy couches.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I just can't hide it.
And the water's so blue. I think I've mentioned that before. Have I mentioned that? I think I've mentioned that already. The water's very blue here. I can't wait. A plane just flew over and I got so excited. I haven't seen a plane in like weeks, so. Okay, if I look disheveled and...
Update. I don't know if you can tell, but we didn't get a taxi.